Welcome. You're watching India Today, and in this special edition from the war-ravaged Ukraine, we will bring you unparalleled stories of the war. A war that is being watched across the international community, and we are in Odesa, which is actually one of the prime targets of the Russian forces. But importantly, Ukraine has claimed to kill more than 1,000 Russian troops to date. It is because of their unrelenting effort that invaders are still at bay. We are getting you these stories. The Russian forces are trying to breach the impregnable Kyiv fortress. Ukrainian troops are using mobile missile launchers to wipe out Russians' weaponry. Let's watch this special report.
2, 1, пуск!
Carnage, brutal atrocities, bloodshed and bodies strewn all over. Ukrainian cities are ravaged. The front lines of the war also paint a picture of a country in an all-out war. Ukraine says its troops are locked in a no-holds-barred assault on Russian troops, revealing that warriors in Netflix series made on the country have also joined the war front. The official Twitter handle for the defense of Ukraine tweeted images of armed Ukrainian soldiers on combat duty on the front line, patrolling the border with Russia, snipers keeping guard to target Russian troop movements, and constantly firing with machine guns and automatic guns in a bid to check Russian advances. The Ukrainian Defense Ministry tweeted a video of its air and land assaults, including rocket and missile firing targeting the Russian troops. It says it's managed to kill thousands of Russian troops. The images tweeted by Ukrainian troops showed bodies of Russian soldiers killed in the war lined up. Many of the images are extremely gory, showing bloodied remains of Russian soldiers, many still in their uniform. The images also show alleged Russian spies arrested by Ukrainian troops. Ukrainian troops are using mobile missile launchers to wipe out Russian armor. As the war rages on in eastern flanks of Ukraine, there are signs that fierce Ukrainian fightback will make Putin's aim of a strategic salami slicing of Ukraine much more difficult. Bureau Report, India Today.
Viewers, we are in Odesa, which is also a city on the edge, because, for the last few weeks, the Russians have bombarded cities after cities, and there are claims and counterclaims from either sides. Importantly, both countries are accusing each other of war crimes and claiming that these are violations committed by the other. While Ukraine claims Russian troops have bombarded Mariupol hospital and killed over 50, Mariupol residents, in fact, saved by Russian troops, claim Ukraine has been attacking civilians. Here's a report.
Ukraine's port city Mariupol is facing a catastrophe. Repeated attacks leaving it devastated. Ukraine claims Russia bombarded a children's hospital that charred over 50 people. Since the beginning of the war, over 5,000 people were killed in Mariupol, including 210 children, as per the city's mayor.
They are already launching a false campaign to hide their own guilt in the mass killings of civilians in Mariupol. They will do dozens of staged interviews, re-edited recordings, and will kill people specifically to make it look like they were killed by someone else.
But for each Ukrainian claim, there's a Russian counter. Many residents rescued by Russian troops claimed serious war crimes by the Ukrainian army. Civilians alleged that Ukrainian army entered a hospital and started firing, giving just 15 minutes to civilians to escape before the shooting starts.
They occupied the floor of the traumatology department in the hospital, installed grenade launchers and started shooting. There is another one nearby with probably 100 people, including children and the wounded. So we were told that we were given 15 minutes to evacuate, run or whatever, and then the Ukrainians would mine the entire building. A female sniper and the soldiers of the armed forces of Ukraine were in the nearby house number 21. They were constantly running from house to house, changing their positions, shooting the civilians, and we witnessed how one woman went out into the street. She was shot right under her feet.
Mariupol residents claimed that the Ukrainians didn't even spare youngsters, and there's no place to bury the dead as graves have been dug everywhere.
When we went to fetch water, they also shot under our feet so that we would not go anywhere. Some pieces of human meat lay around these wells.
A Mariupol resident was shot in the leg while he was allegedly passing by a kindergarten. He says that the Ukrainians have turned kindergartens into bases as they needed convenient positions.
I'm from Mariupol. I have a fractured upper leg joint. The shot went right through. I was passing by a kindergarten. Dozens of people settled here. We saw how they left the kindergarten in search of convenient positions. They came into our yard. After firing back, they returned to the kindergarten, where their place of deployment was. The previous time they hit in the residential buildings showed their attitude towards us.
As the two countries trade charges of war crimes, the battle for East Ukraine has heated up, with Putin's troops carrying on relentless bombardments. Bureau Report, India Today.
Whatever the claims and counterclaims, it's a humanitarian crisis that is unfolding in a mammoth proportion. Let's go to Rajesh in Kyiv, who will get us the very latest from Ground Zero.
Even as the Ukraine-Russia war enters its 7th week, Ukrainian troops refuse to bow down, emerging defiant to give a tough fight back to the relentless Russian attacks. In a bid to strengthen Ukrainian weaponry, the US Defense Department is all set to send the highly advanced Switchblade drones as a part of a $300 million aid to Ukraine. With these Brahmastra drones being added to its arsenal, Ukraine now stands to fight an equal war with Russia. Take a look at this report.
Ukraine using its missiles and drones given by the West to make the war more equal, taking out Russian jets, choppers and tanks with devastating ferocity. Ukraine's fabled Bayraktar drones have been immensely helpful for embattled Kyiv, proving to be the Brahmastra in its arsenal. And now there's a massive leg up for Ukraine, as Pentagon plans to gift it 10 of the newest Switchblade drones with the reputation of the most potent tank killers. Under a $300 million aid to Ukraine, the tank-buster drones work in kamikaze fashion, plunging at the target after waiting stealthily. The swift suicide dive ends in complete destruction of the target. The Switchblade 600 drone, weighing 24 kgs, is designed specifically to attack tanks flying distances up to 40 kilometers, loitering over a target for about 40 minutes. They can also use warheads meant for Javelin missiles. The small drones, made by Aerovierment Ammunition Major, carrying warhead, detonates on impact. As officials call it, the flying shotgun. The early version of these dive-bombing drones was secretly sent to Afghanistan in 2010 to fight the Taliban. The US says the Switchblade 600s are a higher level of technology that provides Ukraine additional capacity to go after Russian armor formations. Will the new Brahmastra drones in Ukraine arsenal prove to be a game changer in the combat? Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, Ukrainians are actually bracing for the worst. Many of them, parents, are, fighting for their motherland, and some teenagers, in fact, say they want to help their parents and are standing by them. Now in Odesa, on the outskirts, there are some teenagers who've created checkposts, and they are guarding those checkposts with their toy guns, saying that they want to strengthen the arm of the Ukrainian forces. Watch this story of courage and bravery, which I did earlier in the day today. On our way on the outskirts of Odesa, we hit this barricade, and which was manned by these two youngsters, Ivan and Maxim. You can see both of them holding their toy guns. Yes, those are toy guns, but they have prepared this checkpost by themselves. In fact, they wanted to do it, and in participation with the civil defense here, they have prepared this entire checkpost. So you see, they are wearing a uniform, synchronized with the jackets and sweatshirts. And here they've built tires, put tires on the road. Here there is a manual checking that's happening on this entire site. Barricades, and even all this done by you all the children?
Это была моя идея построить этот блокпост. Мы гуляли с моими друзьями, нам стало скучно. Мы увидели в интернете, что
Ivan is talking about the way he's created this entire thing. What did he say, Olga?
Ivan has told that it was his own idea. When war started, they saw our army, they saw everything in the network, and they have decided that they need to help our army as they can. Their children, they made it themselves. They asked, of course, adults helped them with everything to construct this, but the idea was child's.
Their idea, and
and also they want to do something to help our army.
So here we have sir from the civil defense. Can we have a word with him? Yes. Children, sir, are very active and energetic.
Оружие. Да, и они с утра идут в школу, учатся, потом приходят сюда.
Importantly, a big message. Olga, what did sir say?
He said that people in Ukraine, before this war, there were a lot of nationalities who lived in Ukraine in peace. But when war starts, all these people of different nationalities, in Odesa region there are more than 200 nationalities, different nationalities, and they became one nation, yes. People gathered together. They are ready to help each other. They are ready to protect our earth. Because people want to be independent. Ukraine wants to be an independent country. It was before Russian aggression. And even these children, they understand that this is important. It's like a game for them. Yes, it's like a game, but they love their homeland.
Truly, this is a undying spirit of Ukraine, relentless. And even as we talk, these are cold winds, cold winds are blowing. Come on, Ivan, show us your bunker. So we'll take a look at Ivan's bunker created by children at this children's checkpost. We are in this bunker that has been created by Ivan and Maxim, and this is no child's play because these children are a part of the civil defense team, and that's why you can see that bunkers like these are a common scene in the suburbs and outskirts of the city. These bunkers have been prepared by Ivan, Maxim and his family members. You can see tires here, sacks here. In this medicine kit has been kept with all the necessary medicines. Here for a long haul you can see bread, toast, biscuits, water, And all preparations made. Here you have a blanket, minimum means of survival, but this is a matter of a fight for existence. And that's one reason that why the Russian army is facing such a stiff challenge, because the Ukrainians refuse to bow down, refuse to kneel down in front of the Russian aggression. And in fact, it is the strong spirit that prevails in the entire stretch with the army. With the journalist Parminder Sharma, this is Mosmi Singh in Odesa for India Today. India Today has got its boots on the ground. Rajesh is reporting from Kyiv. I'm reporting from the south, Odesa. We'll get you all the reports. Don't go anywhere. It's time for a short break. See you on the other side.